Hi everyone, I am here with a different type of video. I am going to attempt, and I do say attempt, to do a start to finish video. It's not going to be in one video though. It's gonna take a few, but they're going to be short. They're not going to be like a half hour here, a half hour there. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can because I can't do those speed up videos, so this is going to be in real time. Now if you're not interested, please feel free to move on. That's fine. Not everybody's going to be interested, but I have had a few subbies ask me to show how I make some of my things, so I decided to start with a doily wall hanging. I'm going to do 2 series of 3 wall hangings. One of the in the 3 series is going to be Shabby Chic, and the other 3 are going to be Victorian Vintage. And so this is going to be number 1 in my Shabby Chic. Now let me start off by showing you how I actually build my wall hanging. I start off with a fabric doily, and it has crochet around it. I got these from the Thrifty Paper Garden, and I have enough to do the series, both series, so I'm going to do them all with this same backing. And then the same goes for the second doily, which is this one. And then the difference will be whatever I put on top of that. I don't have enough of the right size doilies to put the same one, but it doesn't matter because you're not even going to see most of this anyways. It's mainly for structure, and so that the wall hanging stays flat when you hang it on the wall. So in the interest of time, I glued the 3 together. I use my no-sew fabric glue, and in this one, all 3 of them I glued in the middle because they all had these middle pieces, and you can see here. So I glued all 3 in the middle, but the second one I also glued all around this perimeter here, and then I left the rest of it open in case I need to put anything underneath. This one I only glued in the middle because I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing, how far down I might need it to be open. So when I am reasonably sure that I don't need to get under there, I'll just take some hot glue and just hit it here and there because I want my ends of my doilies to be down flat. That's the only way I think, or at least for me, that's the only way I found that the doily wall hanging will hang nice and flat. So this is the start. Now the next thing, I have already picked out my image, and this is my image, and she's beautiful. And here's a piece of batting, and what I'm going to do is just quickly, I'm going to put some hot glue, just a little bit, and I'm going to put it in the middle and just stick it down. Okay, and now if I had put all of this down ahead of time and I couldn't get under here, what I would have had to do was do the bottom, whatever I decide to hang, whether it's fringe or dangle trims or whatever. I would have had to start at the bottom. But because I left this open, now I can start with the image and work from there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to place my image, and then I am going to adhere it down. So what I do is I go where the end of the batting is, I just go right along like that, and then I use my trusty, look at how big this is. I have to get one of those small ones, but I haven't found one yet, so but this works really well to really adhere it down there so that you don't have to worry about it coming back up again. And then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do the sides. So I'm just going to quickly put some here, put some there, then I'm going to do the same thing on both sides before it starts to harden. And then lastly, I'm going to do under here. And you don't need a lot of glue. Mainly what you need to do is just make sure you press it hard enough, and then that glue isn't going to go anywhere. Okay, so there's the start. And you're not going to see this because I'm going to cover that up. All right, so now I'm going to work around my image. And the first thing I'm going to do is I have this flower applique. I picked a few things out ahead of time, also, you know, to help with time. And what I want to do is I want to try to hide as much of the edges as I can. So I'm going to place the applique, and I cut out, if I fussy cut some of these flowers out. So I am going to put those down, and what I'm doing is the little pieces in between, I am putting them so that it covers the edge. It will when I glue it down anyways. And then this extra one, actually I want this to go down a little further, I think. So we got it like that. I can move that a little bit. And then I'm going to put this in the corner. And then I have this, it was one of those appliques, you know, that you could turn it into a necklace if you wanted to. But I cut off a piece of the end, and I'm going to place that right there so it covers that up. And then see right along here so it covers that up. Okay. And then this piece here, I want this to cover this. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking these like flower stems, and I am putting them so that they'll kind of hide the bottom. So that's what it's going to look like. All right, so I still have a piece here, but I'll cover that at another point. So because I know that I definitely want to use these, let me just snip that off. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take my glue gun, and I am going to hold it down, and I'm just going to glue the middle of this flower. And then I'm going to glue a little bit right there, a little bit right there, and then I'm going to glue a little bit right there, and a little bit right there. And then I'm going to take this and just glue a little bit. Let me just make sure I have it where I want it. There, a little bit like that. I don't like and I know anybody that has OCD, and I even have a touch of it, not bad, but a touch of it. But for some reason, when I'm creating, I don't like everything to be geometric. I like it to be a little off. So I hope that doesn't bug anybody. All right, so this one, this is where I want this, definitely. So what I'm going to do is hold it down, and I'm just going to glue it like on a couple of these leaves here. And then this one here. And I want this to go right on the, at least cover the end, so I'm going to put a little bit on there. Okay. And then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to do what I did before. Make sure everything's down there. And then the last piece, this one here, I'm going to line that up. And then I'm going to just add a little bit there. And a little touch there and there. And this over here. I'm going to leave those alone for just a bit. Okay, and then off camera, because you don't really, it's not going to enhance anything, I'm going to just go down and glue everything else a little bit more. Like I'll glue this down and this, but you don't need to see that. So anyways, okay, so here's the start of the doily wall hanging. So that's as far as I'm going to go in this video. And then in the next video, we'll do something here, and we'll do something down the bottom. And then you're going to see how easy it really is to make one of these, and that it doesn't take long at all once you pick out what you want to use, and you have a vision of how, what you want to do. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back for video number 2 in this process. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll be back soon with number 2. Bye.